Cheers. 5 Stone ginger wines. 4 gin and tonics. 3 Strongbow ciders. 3 recap time again. Yeah, well, you know, Graham keeps recapping with his Denby uploads about the Denby Mental Asylum. Rob keeps playing the same hymns over and over again. So I'm going to recap, try and make it entertaining. I shouldn't be drinking this. I get as bad as your mother, Rebecca. So, what's worth recapping? Huey, I used to work with in Somerset. There will be some bad language, so I do apologise, but I've got to say it like it is. I know you've all heard it, not all of you, some probably haven't. Simple Huey. His brother is quite normal. I said, how is it you're quite normal, Dave? And Huey's a bit simple. He said he's the afterbirth. Poor Huey. He came up to me in the yard one day. He says, oh, do you think I look a cunt? I says, what kind of question is that, Huey? If you push me for an answer, I'll have to say yes. Because the boss wouldn't put him on the big, heavy vehicles that I was on. So not putting him on, I would tip the bloody lot of her. But anyway, it was a bit of a pain, Huey. He's seen me in the yard. Hello, Arthur! Because the bloke said his balls haven't dropped yet. High-pitched voice. And on CB radio, when we passed each other on the road, all the drivers used to shout, hello, Huey! But this particular Monday morning, I was feeling dog rough, facing another week out on the road, sleeping in the cab, and sat in the cab writing the tachograph card out, and Huey came dashing over. I thought, oh God, no, what the hell does he want? Burp. Oh, Arthur, thank God I've seen you. Oh, I've been so worried. I've had a terrible weekend. I haven't slept. I says, why, what's the matter? I've got a big problem. I says, you're one big fucking problem. He says, no, he says, I'm serious. Please, don't joke. He says, this is really bad. I said, what is it? He says, it's down there. What do you mean down there? He says, it's me dick. I said, oh God, no. Don't ask me to have a look or I'll fucking run straight over you and flatten you. He says, I've got a big horrible looking red spot. I says, yeah, no, I'm looking at it. It's on top of your shoulders. I'm sarcastic by nature, you know. I couldn't resist it. He kept putting the ball into my court. I better fetch your mother down, Rebecca. She'll join me in a drink. My God, as you well know. He says, yeah. He says, yeah, big red spot. I'm looking at it. Sat on top of your shoulders. He says, no, it's on me dick. He says, do you think it's AIDS? I says, no. It's probably herpes. Oh my God, what's that? I said, your dick's going to drop off. Oh no, this is what will mother say. And he ran away crying, you know, very immature. I said, come here, bloody idiot. It's probably because you don't wash yourself regular, dirty little bastard. I said, go and see the doctor. He'll give some cream to put on it. And that's all it was. Probably, you know, herpes spot on you know what. And you know, the thing is, I mean, oh dear. Oh dear. I was a bit unkind to him, you know, because he thought the world of me. Oh yeah. That day in the yard, I got Andrew with me, because we lived in Somerset. He says, Andrew said, oh, we're going, Dad. I says, yeah. And Huey said, I wish you were my dad. And of course I told our blokes, I told all the drivers, and I shouldn't have done, you know, 'cause they all used to take the piss. I used to get back in the yard after being away all week. Andrew was working at a local company. They all used to say, as I pulled in the yard, "Here, off, your lad's here." I says, "Andrew, what's he doing here?" "No, Huey." Then there's that day, the boss bought me a brand new Scania. Very posh, very posh. And he weren't there. I got back in the yard after being away all week, and his daughter Amanda said, "Oh lovely, you're back early off, forget that truck over there." I said, "What a bloody old thing." An old Guy, G-U-Y. She says, "Yeah, go and put a load of stone on it and take it down to this local customer." I said, "I'm not driving that old banger." She says, "Oh come on, don't give me a hard time." She was running the job because the boss weren't there. So I got on this old banger, clank clank, and pulled out the yard, turned left directly into the quarry, climbed up the side of the Mendip Hills, put a load of stone on, 20 ton, came back down the hill towards the Weybridges, and the brakes failed. foot brake down to the floorboards, picking up speed. I thought, oh my God, what do I do? So I put the headlights on and sounded the horn, which amazingly worked. And they all saw this old truck come hurtling down side of the Mendip Hills with 20 ton of stone on it with the headlights on, and my hair was standing on end. They all ran, and well, fortunately there was a sand pit in between the Weybridges in the event of a runaway truck, and I steered it into the sand pit, and it stopped, sank. So I got out of the cab, stepped out, I didn't need to jump out, and walked down to the yard. Told his daughter Amanda. Said, "The brakes failed, Amanda. I had to put it in the sandpit." She says, "Oh dear," I says, "the customer's waiting for that load. Did you have to put it in the sandpit? Couldn't you have come round?" I says, "Well, I could have done, Amanda. Yeah, they've gone past the yard doing 90 fucking mile an hour." Of course she laughed. I said, "It's not funny, I could have been killed." Of course the next day the boss weren't happy, because he had to get a big caterpillar to come down from the quarry to pull the truck out and get it back into our yard. And next morning the boss weren't happy. He said, "That was a right performance yesterday, weren't it?" I said, "Yeah, it was, mate." "What happened?" I said, "The brakes failed." "Well, didn't you hear the warning buzzer?" I said, "It didn't work, mate." "Well, didn't you see the warning light?" "Didn't work, mate." "Well, the actuators, if the air pressure goes down, it locks the brakes on." So it didn't work, mate. He says, "Bloody performance. I've got to pay for that cat coming down." I said, "What the fucking hell was I supposed to do, Mick? Best thing you do is put a fucking anchor in there. Next time it happens, I'll throw the anchor out." I said, "Fuck this, I'm not being blamed for something that's not my fault. I'm going home." I walked over to my car. Just a minute." He could never get drivers to drive those old bangers. "Just a minute, don't be hasty." And I says, "Well, I'll stop if you give me a rise." He said, "Don't push your luck." And he didn't give me a rise, but I changed my mind, like, you know. A word dropped off, so I put all the larger vehicles on local work down to this local customer. He said, "You've got to do 5 loads a day, otherwise the job won't pay." So we all rolled up at 9 o'clock this particular Monday morning, and there was nowhere to put the stone. We all spent all morning hanging about, laughing, joking, in the cafe, taking the piss out of Huey. And at midday, big Geordie got rid of his load and went back up the quarry just after midday. Put another load of stone on, came out, and the boss came out and stopped him. "How many loads you done, Geordie?" He says, "1." "1?" Geordie says, "Yep." Mick said, "1?" Geordie says, "Yep." "Nowhere to put the stone, Mick." one! And Mick was jumping up and down with rage, his wig bouncing up and down. He says, well, I've just been talking to the boss down there, Richard. He said, Geordie don't want to know. Sits in his cab, idling his time away. Geordie says, what? He said that about me? Mick said, yes, he did. Geordie says, well, I saw that come down. And he drove off and left Mick standing in the middle of the road. Mick panicked because he were lying. And he sent the rep down. The young rep, don't let Geordie go in that office. So Geordie driving down to the local custom up one section of the M5 motorway, and the rep went hurtling past in the car. Geordie fuming, steam blowing out of his nostrils, thinking, wait till I get down there. And he arrived at the customer, pulled up, jumped out the cab and marched over to the office. And the rep put his hand up. He says, you see my lifeline? It's long, isn't it? It was right down there. Yeah, I'm going to live a long time. Geordie went marching over, and the rep said, Mick says you haven't got to go in there. Geordie said, get out of my fucking way or I'll flatten you. And they went marching in the office, shouting and bawling at Richard, the boss there. And Richard said, Geordie, calm down, mate. He says, I haven't spoke to Mick today. He's lying to you. So Geordie took his second load off and went hurtling back up to the yard. Pulled up outside the yard, just outside the quarry. He went marching in the office, and Amanda sat there. Geordie said, where is he? She says, he's had to go out. Yeah, he went out Geordie's way. Yeah. So a bit of recapping. I know I've said it before, but you know, a lot of people do recapping, don't they? I finished me. I do like Stone's ginger wine. I don't know how alcoholic it is. Is it? Oh, I'm sneezing like a magnet. I'm itching like mad. My sinus problem. Oh God. So that's it. Yeah. Right. I'm off. I find the arrow. I don't know why it disappears, you know. Of course, Andrew's not here. I phoned him last night, Friday night. I said, what time are you going to be here? I'm on the way to Somerset. I said, well, thanks for letting me know. I bought 2 pork dinners. So I had one yesterday, I'm going to have the other one tomorrow. So that's it, I'm off. It's gone on for long enough. Right, from Santa, cheers. Bye.